Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. Alright, so today we have meal prep for you. I'm in the middle of meal prepping and I'm on my way to get some turkey bacon. So on the menu we have salmon, rice pilaf, black beans, okra and tomatoes, and some spaghetti, but my daughter calls it spaghetti. So we gonna get into it. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. And welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. Today we'll be making some salmon and some spaghetti. Here are the ingredients we need for our salmon marinade. The salmon, old bizzle, adobo, pepper, Olive Garden Italian dressing. It has to be the Olive Garden Italian dressing. It can be the light version, but it has to be Olive Garden Italian. Some lemon juice. We're going to use half of a bell pepper. We use the good parts, you guys, and half of a onion. Let's get into it. Okay, team, I got a little bit ahead of myself, so I've cut up the onion and the bell pepper, right? It's not a lot of it. You want to season these, right? I put my salmon on top of these because I really feel like they serve like aromatics just to make the food enhance via just the oomph of it. All right, so everything is just to taste. I don't have exact measurements. Okay. I need 2 hands on first, so let me come back. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell, but we have a layer of adobo and a layer of pepper and a layer of bizzle. Right, I take a little bit of lemon juice. All right, we're trying to get all that to soak in. I know it looks. Just stay with me. All right, a little bit of lemon juice. Then we're gonna come and hit it with some of that. All right, on top. Okay, then I'm gonna come back and hit it with some more seasonings. I'll be right back. All right, so I have put on some more additional seasonings, like another round, and now I'm just gonna top it off with a little bit more of the Olive Garden dressing. All right. I'm gonna put the lid on. I'm gonna go in the fridge overnight. Shake. And we'll see you in the morning. All right, gang, we're back with the rest of the ingredients for today's meal prep. So we are making black beans. We are making okra and tomatoes. So we have the ingredients here for that. And then we're making spaghetti. So some of the stuff we'll use will overlap, especially for when we're making our celery, bell pepper, and onions, the sofrito, which is the base of all of my meals that are made like this. So yes, I do use the Great Value brand, and I do try to eat organic as much as possible. So let's get into this video. Vlogmas day 5. Let's go. All right, team. So now you can see our veggies have sweated down some. They're gonna sweat down some more, but you're gonna add a teaspoon of the organic chopped garlic. And you have to be very careful with the garlic. You cannot let it burn. If you let it burn, you got to start all over with the veggies because it leaves such a disgusting taste on the food. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter here and then a little bit of the garlic. And then I'm going to kind of watch it, mix it in the vegetables and kind of put it on low and make sure it breaks down. It's going to break down even more in the actual sauces. But yeah, so these are a lot of veggies, as you can see. They're going to be used for the black beans, the okra and tomatoes, and the spaghetti, as my daughter would say. Alright, team, we in here. We're going to bust down some beef. So we going to, told y'all before in the last one, you got to have one of these tools for this beef. So see how it's almost done? When it's almost done like this, right, you're going to make a little area in the center. You're going to turn it down, and then you're going to add back some of these vegetables, all right? Boil it. Spaghetti needs the most out of everything that we're making, all right? And spaghetti needs the longest to cook. I like to cook my spaghetti for at least 4 hours. So it's 1:51. So this won't be edible in my mind until about 6 o'clock. Stir that back. All right, team. Since we're right here, we're gonna now start to season from the bottom. Anytime you make a stew, anything that requires you to build a sauce, you want to season from the bottom, right? So we've seasoned the veggies, we've seasoned the beef. Now we're going to put some Italian seasonings in here. And we're going to start to season from the bottom up. After this, we're going to add our first big sauce, the pasta sauce, and let that simmer. We add that sauce in, we're going to season a little bit again. Alright team, this is what I'm seasoning with today. Adobo, Italian seasoning, black pepper, and a little bit of salt. I am going to put a teaspoon of sugar in the spaghetti later, but not a lot because I don't like sweet spaghetti. It's gross. And then we're going to add 2 more cans, well a can and a half, because I'm going to use half a can of the tomato sauce for my okra tomatoes. But another can and a half of these 2 items into the spaghetti and bring it back up to a simmer. All right, team, we at the simmer point. I've already turned it back down. So you're gonna leave it here and not really do a lot. I've already re-seasoned it. I have not added any sugar at this point because it's still too early in the process. So it's 212. We're gonna push this to the back eye because right now it's on the front eye and let it simmer on low for like 2 hours before we do anything else to it. We'll tap back in between now and then we'll cook our other dishes. All right, gang. Next thing we're gonna prepare is our okra and tomatoes. If you're from down south, it's a classic right here. If not, this might be new to you. So you're gonna need a can of diced tomatoes, and this is meal prep for the week, so it's gonna be a side for the week. So we're using the big can of diced tomatoes, a whole bag of frozen cut okra, and a whole small can of corn, because corn doesn't really digest in your body. You don't want a lot of that. And then we have some turkey here, some turkey bacon that we're going to use as the protein base for our dish. black beans. We're gonna put the black beans on right now. You might as well, right? So we're gonna do the same thing. Make sure you continue to keep your surfaces clean. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. Take 2 pieces of the turkey bacon. So an easy way to cut it is just to kind of roll it. Right. Where is my knife? Cut it in half and then just cut it until it just kind of just cuts. There we go. And boom, easiest way. Don't try to like lay it out and cut it. That's a waste of time. The rest of our steamed veggies or our sauteed veggies. Alright, so in our Dutch oven, that's what they call this, we have our veggies and our bacon. And over here in this pan, we have the same thing as well. We've not added garlic, so we're going to do the same thing we did with the spaghetti. Add the garlic, make sure it's on low, and then add the other items. Alright, we had a whole can of the tomatoes. Then we let those simmer on low for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back with the rest. Okay, over here we have our pan for our black beans. We're gonna add the black beans in here, and then we're gonna turn those on low, season them, and chill. Okay, 1 can. Uh-oh, you got some more beans? All right. Careful. Give them a gentle stir. We're gonna add a little bit of water and some better than bouillon and let those simmer. All right, gang, here's the better than bouillon. I think you've seen this on the channel before, but you use it in the same way you would use chicken broth, in water.
Or you could get the seasoning kind.
What you mean the seasoning kind?
They have a powder kind.
Yeah, but we rock with this. So it's either this or chicken broth. Don't be sending them over to no powder, Lauren. All right, team, we're going to be adding our corn now that our tomatoes are nice and simmered. We're going to give those a stir. Okay, we'll get it all out of there. And then we're going to go in there and add our okra. All right, so cover the mixture so all of the okra are covered, and then put a top back on because the okra is gonna, make some water. So before we add water, we wanna make sure everything has an appropriate chance to cook. We also gonna re-season while we're here. That's what we do. If we make any type of stew or beans or anything like that, we always re-season. All right, that's enough of salt. A little bit of adobo and some pepper.
There's no measurements with this, just as much as you like.
Right, we season to taste.
We season to like anything to tell us to stop. I'm so kidding.
No, you telling the truth, huh? Alright, gang, there it is. In all of its glory. Our salmon. I said that it would have fell just to be funny. But our salmon. All right, we marinated this yesterday. Last night approximately. All right, so let's see. Oh, what's on my finger? Anyway. There it is. So it's around 4 o'clock on Sunday. We are going to take it out. I'm going to switch it around a little bit so to get some more to marinate on top. We're going to let that get to room temperature. Always make sure you marinate, when you marinate something in the refrigerator overnight, you bring it back at room temperature. Like, you don't want to try to be cooking no food straight out the refrigerator. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Alright, team, we're here checking on our food. Here is our okra and tomatoes. When it comes to the okra and tomatoes, it's really about how crunchy you want the okra to be. If you want it to be more crunchy, you don't cook it as long. If you want it to be soft, you'll cook it longer. I like mine soft, so it'll be cooking until the texture that I desire. You can season it to taste, but this is pretty much complete. Same here with our black beans. Our black beans are beanies. See, they're a little percolating here on slow. Again, these are pretty much done. It's really about how soft you want your beans to be. I like my beans kind of soft. And I also might put I will put a little bit of ACV, maybe like a teaspoon to soften and texturize them some more. And then we're gonna go over here to our spaghetti, which is pretty much complete. I'm going to sprinkle dash of sugar in here and let it simmer for about another hour, because we started at around 2 o'clock, so it still needs about another hour worth of simmering. The longer you cook spaghetti, like sauces like this, tomato, the more robust the taste comes out. So slow and steady wins the race on things like this. So we'll put a little bit of sugar in here, a little bit, and then that'll simmer, and then it'll be done. We'll make some noodles, and that will be that. We'll be back with the salmon in a little bit. We're gonna put it in Zuelban. All right, team, we have taken our salmon out of the marinade. There it is. I have put the onions and the peppers on the bottom. I like to do it that way. That way, when the salmon cooks, the oils and the juices from the salmon cook into the onions. All right, we're gonna line everything up here, and then we're going to add our salmon on top. Get it all nice and arranged in the pan. This salmon is a little big for this pan, but we're gonna fold it in there and it's gonna be just fine. Once you get the salmon arranged, you're gonna pour the residual amount of your marinade on top of your salmon, and then we are gonna cover. We have the oven preheated at 350. You cook for 15 minutes with the foil on. You take the foil off, you cook for additional 15 minutes, and then brown on broil if needed. All right, team, we're about to make the rice pilaf to go with the beans. Since the beans are complete, we are going to follow the instructions on the pilaf box. 1 meat in a medium saucepan. Bring 1 3/4 cups of water and a tablespoon of olive oil or butter just to a boil. What you hear is that happening in the background. I also added about 1.5 teaspoons. I didn't really measure the teaspoon. I'm just based on what my eyes saw of the better than bouillon to the water. We're gonna let that boil up, follow the instructions, and make the rice pilaf. All right, there go that salmon. Y'all see that steam still coming off of it. But it is complete. Bon appetit. They say I'm trying to be aesthetic goes on. As long as it got up in the pot, that's all I care about. Because I'd be upset if it came out. it, fam. Here's our high vibrational plate. So we got our salmon, our okra and tomatoes, our black beans with about a teaspoon of rice, some kale that I cooked late last week. Yum, yum. Thank you for watching Vlogmas J5. Complete. I don't know if y'all consider this a victory, but I do. My sink is also very clean. I could just go straight to bed.